a lot of people have been comparing the attacks on the LGBTQ plus community to what we saw in Nazi Germany with the Jews, and rightfully so. Although, I don't think we're quite at that stage yet. I think we're closer to a stage in which, well, it's kind of lays the groundwork for a lot of that stuff. See, I believe very much that we are in a modern-day satanic panic. I also believe this isn't something that is really different and new to now. It's something that has been a thing throughout a lot of history, but we'll get into that all in a minute here. Hey everyone, my name's Christian Verstappen, and I have a lot to say about many things. So, I wanted to talk about this. Here we have a Target employee, and, well, I'm sure you're familiar with some of the stuff that's been happening with Target, in which, you know, people have been attacked, for employees and such have been attacked, at least verbally, if nothing else, for simply, you know, doing their job and promoting, as it were, LGBTQ ideas by, you know, standing by what the store has put up and saying, like, no, we're not going to get rid of it, kind of thing. But, you know, just for doing their job, employees are attacked for being woke all the time these days. This is a very odd example that I wanted to look into here.
Oh, I hope they do. Hey, do you guys support the satanic pride propaganda?
Yeah, both.
You support it?
Satan and pride.
You support Satan?
Mm-hmm.
What's God gonna think of that?
I don't believe in God.
Wow. So you
Did
think
you need help with something?
you support the propaganda that's targeting the kids?
There's nothing targeting kids.
It's all over kids' TV shows. It's all over. They're targeting the kids.
Kids can choose to wear whatever they want.
Do you support the sexualization of kids through pride propaganda by corporate?
Sir, is there something that we can help you with?
I'm just asking people questions. What about you, sir? Do you
I'm
support
not
this?
answering any questions, but if you're here to cause any disturbance in the store...
I'm just asking questions. Do you work for the Target?
See, notice that whole, like, oh, I'm just asking questions. No, you're not. You're actively harassing this person here. This is insane. You're absolutely not just asking questions. You know, the person here, of course, this person is apparently Satanist, and they're actually somebody who is one of the people who, I guess, helped design the pride shirt that the guy is holding up here. And, I mean, can you imagine making this much of a fuss over a shirt? Like his whole issue is just this pride shirt here.
Any questions, but if you're here
and we currently have this, you know, this gentleman kind of step in here who I'm guessing is security of some sort, probably undercover security. I think he gets into what he is in a minute here.
Cause any disturbance in the store.
I'm just asking questions. Do you work for the Target?
Disrupting.
Do you work
yes,
for Target?
I do, actually.
Where's your name tag?
I am the undercover loss prevention.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm just asking questions. So do you support this satanic propaganda?
I'm not answering your questions. What you need to do is you either need to leave the store.
God will judge you guys.
Okay.
The best thing to do, by the way, in that instance is that. The best thing to do when you're in an instance, because what these people want to do, quite frankly, these losers want to do, is they want to get you acting or saying something that they can use to either be like, oh, you're triggered, or see, like, you know, it is about, you know, grooming children or whatever the case. And what you want to do in that kind of situation is just don't give them the ammo. If they're kind of hammering in on you on that, and they're like, oh, well, do you support this? Do you support this? Like that guy did. I'm not answering your questions. Because why should you? Why would you? Like, you don't need, there's no reason to answer his questions. He's not asking things in good faith. He's asking because he wants to get a clip of you saying something that he can then use to extrapolate on everybody that either is LGBTQ or is supportive of LGBTQ people. In this example. And, well, we'll get into it.
I mean, I can't. You won't if I don't believe in it.
And also, is that our shirt?
So apparently what this guy does is he does this. This is originally from TikTok. The guy goes around in public and to places like this and just harasses people like this.
Yeah, it is.
Are you going to purchase that shirt?
Hey, ma'am, do you support this?
What did I
Yeah,
do?
and this title nails it on the head too. Darren tries his hardest to cause a scene in Target over children's pride T-shirt. Yeah, the whole thing is they want to cause a scene. And look, now he's going to be harassing other people, asking them.
Say.
You support pride propaganda?
Stop.
Whoa,
I
I'm
need
buying
you-
this.
I need you to.
Whoa, let
you just said
go,
you're not
man.
buying it.
I'm gonna buy it and burn it.
Okay, that's your choice. You can totally do that.
And that, by the way, I like that too. I like how she doesn't. Again, they're not giving him his ammo. The best thing. So what this is all about? This is an optics game. This is an optics game where they are trying to make you have the worst optics possible, and your job in this situation is to have the best optics that you can. Someone is, especially unless they're like laying hands on you or something like that, just remain calm, chill, and let them expose their idiocy. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to like ask them and try to like trip them up or now in these instances, this is not the time to try to educate them, for example, because they don't want to learn. They want to get a soundbite. They want to get a clip. They want to get something that they can put all over social media and they can say, oh, look at the crazy woke left kind of thing, right? So this is why I say, by the way, that and I'm going to do videos on this specifically at some point, I promise, but this is why I say that the anti-SJW movement and anti-SJW YouTube especially were SJW's fault, because they went about things with good intentions, but terrible optics. And they gave anti-SJW so much fodder to use that they just ran with it. In this instance, the way that these people are handling this, I'm not talking to you, I'm not answering your questions, I'm not entertaining this. Because you act like you're above them, and not in a but you don't be snooty about it, right? You don't be like, I'm not gonna bother. You don't do that. What these people are doing is absolutely the right way to handle this, and this is very good.
What I said is you need to leave. You can't ask anybody any more questions. You can't disrupt
Freedom of
any more
speech.
people.
Call the police.
Do you want me to call
Yeah,
them?
call them.
Okay.
Trespass me. I don't care, dude.
Okay.
Clearly.
You think I care if you trespass? I've done this
No,
1,000
we
times.
we never said that.
You guys are satanic.
True.
See, open satanic. Satanists, guys. That's what we're gonna get up against. Is open Satanists like her.
I'm just anti anyone.
Hey, excuse me, ma'am. Do you support Pride?
No, you can't disrupt any more guests. You need to leave.
Sorry, no.
Sir, do you support the Satanic Pride propaganda?
Sir?
He doesn't.
No, he just doesn't care to talk to someone who's so hateful and judgmental. To be honest, I'm quite happy.
Hey, excuse me. Do you guys support this?
They do.
Do you guys support the propaganda?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
So you can please.
By the way that all of these people are handling this as well is the best way to handle this too. I'm trying to find another example of this where it wasn't with LGBTQ people, but it was some racist Great Replacement type of person. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but if anyone knows it and wants to like send it to me, I can link it in the comments or something. But essentially, it was another thing. It was on TikTok, but it was this person who there was a woman and her date. Her date was a black man. They were walking along the street, and this guy comes up to them and he starts shouting all these like 1350 and all this like other bullshit like racist Great Replacement kind of stuff. And she goes on to she's like, well, actually, I'm in science and I know da 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 da. And her date was even like, hey, don't entertain this. And this chat of a dude comes in and he gets in front of the camera and he's like, hey, yo, like don't worry about them. He's like, oh, I'm filming them. He's like, no, film me. He's like, you want to talk to someone? Talk to me. He's like, your race is going to become a minority. Boo. He's like, I don't care. Why do I care? Why would I care? And like, that is how you handle this kind of stuff. You make them look like the idiot, because in all honesty, they are. I mean, what is so bad about this shirt? Like, actually, the only reason they think it's bad, like, what is the difference between a shirt that says, okay, what is the difference, the difference between a shirt like that and a shirt like this, also made for kids? you can argue just as much that this is indoctrination, because it is a form of indoctrination. Having grown up as a Christian myself and going through all that, I can tell you, yes, religion is a type of indoctrination, and when you put that upon kids, it is indoctrination. But everything is. When you are teaching kids to, like, you know, you're exposing them to ideas and such, and different ways of living and all that, you are indoctrinating them in a way. But why is it so wrong to have a shirt that says pride, and yet a shirt that says I love Jesus is perfectly fine? Well, it's because one of these messages is supported and the other is vilified. That is what it ultimately comes down to. Yeah. Because the issue they have is not like, oh, you're indoctrinating children. The issue is, oh, you're making children okay with gay people, and I'm not okay with gay people. That's what it is. Anything else that they say about it is a lie.
To be honest, I'm quite happy.
Hey, excuse me, do you guys support this?
They do.
Do you guys support the propaganda?
I feel so bad for the customers and the what do you call them? The employees as well. Like, they're just, the employees are just trying to do their job, and they don't get paid enough for this bullshit. And the customers, they're just like trying to, you know, do their thing, go about their life, and then you got people like this. Like, come on.
Yeah. You do? Yeah.
So you can please.
It's satanic, man.
Please ignore it.
Do you know what the real rainbow stands for?
God.
You can just continue.
The real rainbow is
just
from
ignore
God.
him.
The real rainbow is from God.
Okay. You forgot to take your crazy meds today.
By the way, on a different note, I understand the, like, you know, feeling kind of weird, I guess, or off about the fact that, like, the rainbow is so often used for you know, for I guess just, you know, gay people in general, LGBTQ community, because myself, I think I've talked about this before, but black is my favorite color. But also the rainbow, like multicolored everything, that is my favorite color in my aesthetic. That's why, like, my background here is a color spectrum. But you know, and you know, I'll tell you, for a while, like, it kind of felt weird to rep that while being a cis het straight person. You know, like, it's odd, you know what I mean? Like, it felt weird to do that. But, you know, as I learned more and became, you know, I learned that I didn't have to be against it, so to speak, because my history with the LGBTQ community was a little bit complicated growing up, because basically, like, I knew in my heart, as it were, that there wasn't anything wrong with it. However, I knew that my religious beliefs were supposed to be against it, and it was always a very difficult situation, because, like, I didn't think personally there was anything wrong, but I knew that I was supposed to believe it was wrong because of my beliefs. Anyway, so that's something I'll get into more specifically another day. But the point with all of this is that, yeah, the answer to people that act like this is just stand firm. Just don't let them don't get tilted. Just stand firm in your beliefs and be like, yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, we support it.
So are you doing self-checkout?
Don't freak out. Don't do it. And look, even this, like, this woman here, she's helping him. She's like, hey, look, I'll bring you, you can do whatever you want with the shirt. Here, go on, buy it, like, whatever, you know.
Sir, are you doing
Hey, sir, do you support this propaganda?
Ignore him. Ignore him. Yeah.
Man, the way that everybody is reacting to this is incredible. Because the thing is, normies see this. People who don't follow politics, people who don't, like, whatever, people see this and they just think, what's wrong with this guy? Like you see, and kids see it too, but you see other people looking at this guy, not like he's a villain. They're not screaming at him. They're not letting him, you know, get a rise out of them, which is what he wants. They're just being like, what's your problem, dude? what? You have a what? Like, what's your deal? You know, like, what? Okay. To them, you know, because, and this is the cool thing too, right? This is the whole, like, thing about, like, pride in general, is ultimately we do want to normalize all this stuff to the point that we don't even need pride anymore. We'll probably still have it to, like, you know, celebrate and all that stuff, and that's all well and good. But the point is, it'll get to the point where it is as normal as my shirt. You know, if someone held up my shirt and they were like, "Oh, do you support this propaganda?" What do you mean? It's just a shirt. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So this is good. I am very impressed to see how people are responding to this. This is very good.
Support it or no?
Because I'm telling you, if one person, one of the people on this video, acted in such a way where they were like, no, you're being homophobic and blah, 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 and like, you would be right, but now is not the time. You know what I mean?
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Asking questions.
Are you gonna purchase that or not?
Hey, sir, do you support this propaganda?
I need you to stop.
Huh?
I need you to stop. Okay?
It's so weird too, because pretty sure we have laws against like filming people without their consent, and yet people do it all the time on social media. So it's, yeah.
Are you gonna purchase this shirt, your little propaganda shirt, or not?
Hey, ma'am, do you support this?
Are you gonna purchase this little propaganda shirt?
You're not gonna be.
Do you support Pride?
Everybody here does. You should probably move somewhere else.
Wait, did he just do a little smirk at the end there? Wait, what was that?
You're not gonna.
Do you support Pride?
Everybody here does.
So he just throws it on the ground. Okay.
You should probably move
He's like. Hey, we don't really need the subs anymore. We're pretty much.
somewhere else.
I have to see. Okay, he doesn't smirk, but like. Oh my God! See, this is the whole thing. What they want to do when people when people try to get out a rise out of you like this, and you know this is true for a lot of different things. It's not just true for these situations, but especially for these situations, if you're being filmed in any way, they want to get a rise out of you, and they want to use you as an example to say, "Look at these crazy libtards," or whatever else they want to call them. Your job in that situation is to stand firm and not give them what they're looking for. That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to, and now is not the time to educate them or their audience or anybody else on the harmfulness of their actions. Right? They know. They don't care. So what you do is you stand firm, and that's it. That's all you got to do. Yeah, so that's actually a really good video. But I likened this earlier to the Satanic Panic. Now, we have seen variations of the Satanic Panic all throughout history, like world history. I mean, for example, the Salem witch trials was a type of Satanic Panic. But in the 80s and into the 90s, we had a very specific type of Satanic Panic. So this is about to get a little heavy, but you guys familiar with the show Stranger Things? Well, one of the characters in it, Eddie Munson, who quickly became a fan favorite, and he's a good dude. He's a good dude. I like him too. There was an article published about the real yet tragic story behind Stranger Things character Eddie Munson, and I want to go through this and see if you pick up on anything. By the way, possible spoilers for season 4 of Stranger Things. I read this article months ago when I was watching season 4, but I don't remember the specifics. But I wonder. Oh, this might haven't. Oh, come on. We can't have Master of Puppets, or no, sorry, Puppet Master, playing while we're. Is it? Wait, is it Puppet Master? Oh yeah, Master of Puppets. I had it right the first time. Okay, yeah, we can't have Master of Puppets playing on the video. Really? Come on. Yeah, clearly spoilers. Can we get to the... Okay, we're just gonna not with any audio. Wait, it's just... Okay, never mind. It's okay. We're just gonna go through the article. Okay, so Season 4 of Netflix Stranger Things introduced a new character, the Damien Eccles. By the way, apologies for any mispronunciations throughout. The Damien Eccles-inspired Eddie Munson, who has been one of the most popular new additions, along with okay, blah blah blah. The one her okay, da 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 da. Wait, is this not the article? Are you? Okay, here we are. The United States in the 80s was rampant with the Satanic Panic, a mass hysteria in which many believed that Satanist cults were committing ritualistic murder and taking over the country. Though this was led by propaganda and had no basis, many individuals were wrongly accused and even convicted for crimes in which they had no involvement. Eccles himself, this is, okay. The official Twitter account for Netflix Geeked confirmed that Eddie Munson's story is in fact inspired by the documentary series Paradise Lost, which chronicles the wrongful conviction of 3 teenagers from West Memphis, Arkansas. Eddie is loosely modeled after author and artist Damien Eccles, who was falsely pinned as the ringleader of the West Memphis Three. Eccles himself was targeted by residents of West Memphis essentially for having long hair, wearing Metallica shirts, smoking cigarettes, and keeping to himself. Much like Eddie, his being different made him an easy target. People naturally fear what they don't understand. It's a natural way that we've developed in order to survive the world, really. And it makes sense. But it is something that we need to be able to examine and grow past individually and societally, because it is the basis for all bigotry and all harm inflicted upon people simply for being different. It's the basis for racism, sexism, homophobia, everything. Any negative othering of people. There was a time where people who were left-handed were thought to be demon-possessed. There was a time where women who thought for themselves and were too independent were thought to be demon-possessed. Hell, in the 50s, they'd be given lobotomies. And what we're seeing now is not really that different. There was another man, I think they were a man, I think they were a gay man, who their parents literally got a priest to, and they went in and tried to exorcise the demons out of his room that they thought were turning him gay. And there are people that legitimately believe you can be turned gay. The specific story of Damien Eccles, wasn't able to find the whole thing this time, unfortunately. I don't know if the article's been deleted or what have you, but essentially, these people were targeted, yes, for having scraggly long hair, for fitting the stereotype of what soccer moms back in the 80s thought was satanic. This is the whole thing where, you know, they said like you could play records backwards and hear messages from the devil and stuff like that. Hear secret messages. This is the time where anybody that had an aesthetic that was darker or anything were seen as evil. They were different. Now, we don't have the same thing with darker aesthetics, although it is there. but it's really big with people who have more flamboyant aesthetics. They think they're gay, and they think they're groomers. And what's funny, speaking about the Satanic Panic thing, is how this stuff really is all bullshit, because we even had recently, let me see if I can find this by searching it on Google. Okay, this is it. Trump admitted what the anti-trans, you can read it, what the anti-trans agenda is all about. So I'm not interested in the, I do like MSNBC, by the way.
Watch this show.
I do like them well enough, but let's get to the actual speech. This is, Donald Trump said this in an actual speech here. Here. Why, okay, seriously, of all things to become default, why do we not have subtitles being at 100%? Why can't I make that video override? I'm not going to worry about that.
I will keep...
Wait, what the hell? Sorry, I'm trying to fix this. What is happening here? Oh, whoops, font size. Why can I not make that? Thank you. Okay.
Men out of women's sports, okay? Who would even think that you could allow this? Who would say that this is okay? These people are sick. They're deranged. On day one, I will immediately sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children.
Wait for it. Come on.
It's amazing how strongly people feel about that. You see, I'm talking about cutting taxes. People go like that. Talk about transgender. Everyone goes crazy. Who would have thought 5 years ago you didn't know what the hell it was?
And that's it right there. Wouldn't even know what it was. He just admitted it's a grift. It's bullshit. I made it up. I gave you a boogeyman, and you all grabbed your pitchforks and went after them, rather than focusing on the real issues, which are largely systemic, difficult to talk about and challenge, and yes, sometimes pretty boring. I get it. There's a reason that I focus more on social issues rather than I do political issues. I say that I do social and political commentary, and I do. But, of course, I primarily focus on social issues because that's what I'm passionate about. And, yeah, that's what is, like, easier to talk about. I saw this thing, a similar thing was said by Vosh recently. I don't remember what video it was or what stream. He does millions of them. But it was where, essentially, he was explaining, Thermia probably has a video on this, or if not now, they will in the future. But they were explaining how not everybody knows about the economy. Not everybody knows about, you know, different political things as far as that goes. A lot of people can't even, you know, name their legislatures and stuff. I can't either myself. But everybody has an opinion on social issues. Everybody has an opinion on social issues. And I think that's extremely true. Everybody cares about social issues. And I get it. It makes sense. Again, I do too. I didn't get into politics for politics. I started following political stuff because of social issues. I'll talk about my whole, you know, journey of that in depth in the future. But, you know, I think I mentioned this before, but for me, it was seeing the murder of George Floyd right in front of my eyes on camera that woke me up. But even then, I don't follow, like, the national debt or any of this stuff. Because, like, if I'm honest, I don't care. Not really. And Most people don't. And the politicians know that. But I understand that it is important to know about them at least a little bit, to like know what you're voting for and stuff like that. But even if you don't, everybody has an opinion on social issues. I try to offer one that is grounded and nuanced and understanding of people, because ultimately I want a world where people love and appreciate each other for who they are. And the key part about that is who they are. Because I know people. I've felt this way myself. You'll hear Christians say this kind of thing of, hate the sin, love the sinner. I don't really think that's a possible thing. I mean, if you hate somebody's lifestyle, say the fact that they're gay, you hate them. You know, there's a difference between saying, oh, I love you, I hate that you're gay, but I love you, versus, you know, I hate your taste in music, but I love you. There's a huge difference in that. Because one is a key integral part of who somebody is, another is their taste in a type of media. And I think when people say that, they say it with the best of intentions, and they really believe it. I know I did when I was religious, but I don't think it's true. I don't think it's something you can actually do. I think you're either, like I probably was, a bad Christian for, you know, being able to still accept people as gay even though my religion told me not to, or you're a hateful bigot and you're actually being a good Christian because at least you're holding firm to your beliefs. Given the choice of the two, obviously I chose the former. But this insanity that people are dealing with, I really do think, other people have talked about this too, I really do think that the right is just overplaying their hand. I mean, polling data and stuff shows that actual voters are tired of hearing about woke stuff. They're tired about it. There will always be people that'll get riled up about shit. There always will. But, man, it's just not... History and people tend to be more progressive over time. It tends to be that the people who can't adapt to new ideas and new types of people are lost in the remnants of history. History will not look fondly on these people. But when you are presented with these kind of people, whether it be in your personal life or otherwise, the very best thing you can do, especially if you're an ally, kind of think that word is cringe, but whatever, do not give in to their optics. And if you are, do not give in to their hate and allow yourself to give them the bad optics that they want. And if you are not an ally, but you are actually a part of the group that is being attacked, obviously your safety is the most important part. But if you can, do your very best in order to not give them the optics. Be like these guys. Be like these guys. Ignore them. Because honestly, these people, they're just bullies. They're just bullies trying to get a rise out of you. If you have to protect yourself, please protect yourself. But for the most part, these people want to make you look bad so they can continue to push their narrative that we're all like this. So don't give them that ammo. Don't give them that ammo. We are in a modern day satanic panic. But just as we look at the people from the 80s and 90s, the soccer moms who thought that Metallica was evil, thought Dungeons and Dragons and all this other stuff was evil, and we look at them and think that they're crazy idiots, people will look at these anti-LGBTQ people the same way. Time is on our side, not theirs. But right now, we have to hold firm and fight for what we believe in. Sometimes that fight is just not giving them what they want. So, as always, these are just my thoughts. Let me know what yours are in the comments down below. Follow me on social media for more. Subscribe, ring the bell to stay up to date. Leave a like if you like, and if not, I hope you find something to do like. Take care of each other out there, guys. Peace and love.